from TerrorVision, released in 1985, Rumpelstiltskin, and it feels like a mid-90s horror movie. And anybody who's a horror fan knows that the 90s was almost barren. After the wealth of movies that we had in the 80s and 70s of horror vein, it kind of died off a little bit in the 90s, and it struggled to really find its feet. Now, Rumpelstiltskin, directed by Mark Jones, the man who also did Leprechaun, and that's very fitting when you watch this movie because it feels very akin to that film. Starts off in the 1400s when we have Rumpelstiltskin imprisoned inside a small jade figurine, but as he starts to wither and run away thanks to a spell from a witch, he curses everyone. He'll be back. He'll be back with vengeance.
No, my baby!
No, my baby!
Cue modern day mid-90s, a woman whose husband is killed and she's left alone with her baby, happens to find a jade figurine, and then Rumpelstiltskin comes back chasing her child, and it's carnage from then on. Now, this is one of those movies where you can kind of tell exactly what's going to go, and the leads in the film aren't that captivating. The kills, well, they aren't the greatest that I've seen in a horror movie, and for the most part, it feels a little bit campy. Now, Rumpelstiltskin is probably the best thing about this film, but overall, as a whole, it's one of those films that I found myself enjoying. I liked it a lot. I wanted more of this action. I'm still baffled and shocked that we didn't get a slew of sequels, much like we did with Leprechaun.
Here I come, little Johnny. Uncle Rumpel's on his way.
Rumpelstiltskin is a great character. You know, to see him in this modern world, killing people, talking to people, is hilarious. It's really funny. It's not a serious horror movie. It's a tongue-in-cheek horror, and that comes through in a lot of the comedy within the film. There's one fantastic moment where he steals somebody's motorbike and is driving through the city. It is preposterous. It is ridiculous. It is incredibly funny and just kind of interesting to see. And that's the best thing I can say about this film. It ticks off all the boxes. I can imagine if I had discovered this in the 90s, that I would have had a deep passion and love for this one because it is just fun.
Have you seen my baby? Where's the baby?
If you like your horror films with their tongue in their cheek, with vapid characters and early post-Scream 90s horror, Rumpelstiltskin is the kind of movie that you're going to get. You get this ridiculously funny character who keeps speaking that 14th century lingo, which is just downright crazy, but fitting for this kind of film. Lead character of Shelley, played by Kim Ulrich, is one of those fun and forgettable leads. She's adequate in the role, but she doesn't stand out. She doesn't seem to go the extra mile, and it doesn't really matter, I suppose, because this is all about the horror character, the main character of the film, Rumpelstiltskin. And as this series should have progressed, it should all have been about that character coming back in and just messing with various people's lives. Unfortunately, this is a kind of one and done movie, and I really do feel sad about that, because getting to the end of this one, I really did want more of this kind of vein of horror film. Like I said, it's one of those fun, entertaining, carefree, forgettable kind of horror movies. One that I will go back to every now and again and go, I kind of like that. I'm going to watch Rumpelstiltskin again.
A mother's love, touching, but you need not fear me. I want only to suck the very life from him.
The 4K from TerrorVision looks fantastic. It is ridiculously good, and there's some good extras on the disc as well. In fact, let's jump in and have a look. Here we are in the disc for Rumpelstiltskin. Let's go to the bonus features. First up, we have a commentary with writer-director Mark Jones, producer Michael Prescott, and actor Tommy Blaze. Next, we have Making Rumpelstiltskin, which is 29 minutes 40 seconds. A lot of this is spent on getting the surprising deal with Dino De Laurentiis, getting a big budget, being able to shoot on CinemaScope, and do all kind of things that they missed out on doing on Leprechaun. And then remembering Rumpelstiltskin is almost like a follow-up to making it, as we're looking back, talking about the shooting of the film, various aspects that stick out to them. It's 25 minutes, 35 seconds. These two extras put together are absolutely wonderful, a great retrospective look back at the making of this film. Next we have raw Rumpelstiltskin behind the scenes footage, which is exactly what it says it is. It runs for 1 hour, 25 minutes, 33 seconds, so there is a lot to get through. And then there is the homicidal homemaker, Rumpelstiltskin Stew, which is a film fan for about 2 minutes, 8 seconds, creating a recipe kind of based on this film. Then we've got some stills and a trailer, and that is the extras for Rumpelstiltskin. There we have it, Rumpelstiltskin 4K is out now. If you're a fan of horror movies, I would say pick it up. It is interesting, it's familiar in a certain way, it's comfortably familiar, it's probably the best way to put it. I'd love to know your thoughts on Rumpelstiltskin, so let me know in the comment box below whether you love it, hate it, or fall somewhere in the middle. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, ManVFilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.